remarks.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Good. So I put a few things down so I wouldn't miss anything. So today I'm overflowing with gratitude as I express my heartfelt thanks to God for the blessings in my life. I also want to extend my deepest appreciation to my late father, my mother who's in the audience, my dedicated team who's here, the 360 Board of Directors, and our community partners, including Lisa Johannan, as well as those who are in attendance in this community. Additionally, I want to acknowledge the invaluable support of our funders, including LIST, the Detroit Housing for the Future Fund, the Gilbert Family Foundation, Enterprise, Lloyd and Mabel Johnson Foundation, the Ford Foundation, and TNAIR. I also want to recognize all the elected officials and the dignitaries present here today. Welcome to the Virginia Park community. In 1983, as a young student on my way to Hutchins Middle School, I would often walk past this very intersection. At that time, that 4-unit right there was a penny store, which also doubled as a pharmaceutical location. I would often pass this intersection completely unaware of my future involvement in its resurgence. In 1988, my mother made an investment in this community by purchasing a rental property on Euclid, where my siblings went on to raise their families. In 2014, I made the decision to move into that very house and embrace the Virginia Park community as my home. It was in that same year that I founded 360 Detroit, and much of our early work revolved around tackling Black, engaging residents to bring their ideas to life. Some of their ideas, like maintaining green spaces and securing vacant properties, were relatively straightforward. However, others, such as creating a park and now developing affordable housing, presented more complex challenges. This housing project is a testament to our commitment to ensuring that residents who wish to stay in this neighborhood can do so in newly renovated homes. Many of these individuals have weathered the storm during the turbulent times and deserve to witness the neighborhood's revitalization from the comfort of their familiar surroundings. As we embark on this endeavor, I'm reminded of the words from Leviticus 25:35 through 38, which encourage us to support those in need within our community, ensuring that they continue to live among us. And I am deeply committed to serving the Virginia Park community and the city of Detroit, striving to create opportunities that are fair, equitable, accessible to all residents.
So George would not disagree with me and the way Central Detroit Christian operates is we just want to open with a word of prayer. So if you would indulge us, we would appreciate it. Father God, we are so grateful to you for all that you have done to bring us to this point today, to see a neighborhood that was on the brink of abandonment being brought back to life, particularly here on Euclid Street. And so, God, we thank you for your work in all of this. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Without further ado, I would like to introduce and welcome to you the Deputy Mayor, Todd Bettison. Give him a hand.
Yep. Thank you so much. This is just wonderful. I get a chance to travel throughout the city and in the neighborhoods, and we're doing this over and over and over again. But just want to start out by thanking the Detroit Housing Future Fund. They have provided funds for this West Euclid Gateway project. Also want to thank Central Detroit Christian and 360 Detroit, along with our Detroit Land Bank as well. When private entities work in collaboration with our city, the mayor, city council on tough issues, we know that amazing things happen. The West Euclid Gateway project is another affordable housing project that will ensure that rental rates stay affordable for our Detroit residents, which is so key. As we know, as the property values rise throughout the city of Detroit, it puts additional pressure on our renters. And so the goal is to always, as we build, ensure that we're building affordable houses as well. The Duggan administration, along with the support of City Council, are continuing always to prioritize our affordable housing. Definitely want to give a shout out to our Housing Revitalization Department under the leadership of Julie Snyder, And then also the Detroit Land Bank Authority, Tammy Daniels as well. And so this West Euclid Gateway project will contribute to the broader revitalization efforts with several recent developments totaling over $30 million. Funding for the nearly $4 million project includes, of course, other funders, $1.4 million from Central Detroit Christian and 360 Detroit, $1.4 million from the state of Michigan via MISTA, and then a $1.2 million bridge loan from LISC as well. So all 20 units will be affordable for families earning that 60% AMI. Let me be clear. The goal is to preserve a long-term affordable housing, affordability in our neighborhoods throughout the city of Detroit. Mayor Duggan is committed to that. I'm committed to that. Now, without further ado, I have to bring up your council president, Mary Sheffield, who has always been committed to affordable housing.
Thank you,
Yes,
Deputy Mayor.
yes,
Thank you
ma'am.
so much. All right, thank you, Deputy Mayor. In Virginia Park, how you feeling today? Good, good. Oh, I see Councilmember Johnson is here. Let's give it up for my colleague. Councilmember Johnson is here. So I am simply here to say congratulations. You know, this area, Virginia Park, is such a historic and special place in the city of Detroit. And over the last 11 years, I've had the privilege of representing this district. And it truly is the residents, it is the block clubs that are so invested in the future, in the redevelopment of this community. Can you all hear me, or did it go out? Okay, so I just give you all so much credit for just staying committed to the vision of developing this community and not letting the blight and the deterioration be the story of this community. But you all had a goal and you all had a vision. To Lisa Johanna, every time I see her, I know that something great is getting ready to happen. And we all can agree, when we see Lisa Johanna, it is a positive thing coming to our community. And always affordable housing is tied to Miss Lisa Johanna. Her reputation speaks for itself. Let's give her another round of applause. You can't talk about this community without talking about Lisa Johanna. And then to George, for everything that you've been doing. I met George probably about 11 years ago, 12 years ago, when I was canvassing this area before I got elected. And not only was George trying to get people to get involved, but he also wanted to be involved in the development of his community. And so to see what you've done to 360 Park and to see you now move to actually being a part of development speaks to your heart and your passion for this community. So let's give it up again to George and 360 Park and all that they're doing. So again, thank you all for addressing the issue of affordable housing. I want to thank the Detroit Housing for Future Fund, LISC, MISTA, the Gilbert Family Foundation, all who have contributed to making this project a success. This will be directly next to so many amenities in our community. We just revamped the Joseph Walker Williams Rec Center, which is brand new as far as the amenities and the rehab of that center. 360 Park was just redone. And then we also have what's happening with the Henry Ford Health expansion. So this is a great area to live in. And I'm so proud of you all creating affordable housing in this community. So congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. With that being said, I have the privilege now of bringing up our director of the Housing and Revitalization Department, who always works extremely hard to get these deals done, none other than Director Julie Schneider.
Good afternoon. It's an absolutely beautiful day to be out here with you today to celebrate the start of construction for this development. So my name is Julie Schneider. As Council President said, I'm the director of the City of Detroit's Housing and Revitalization Department. The Housing and Revitalization Department's mission is to soundly and transparently invest funds and provide services to ensure that housing and neighborhoods are quality and affordable and accessible to all. Earlier this year, we announced that we had crossed $1 billion threshold in affordable housing investment in 5 years. Certainly that's a major and significant accomplishment for the city. But of course, there remains an incredible need for additional affordable housing in Detroit. And if we're to get to that next $1 billion, it's critical that we have our neighborhood partners, our community development organizations who are a part of that work. And that's another reason why today is especially important, because we're realizing that through Central Detroit Detroit Christian and Detroit 360's work today. When we started the Detroit Housing for the Future Fund with our partner LISC, we did so because of the need for affordable housing, yes, but also because the existing resources that we have are competitive, they're limited, they're not the right fit for every single project. And this is a perfect example of that today. And so through Detroit Housing for the Future Fund, our philanthropic partners who have invested in that, and the Michigan State Housing Development Authority, we're here today to celebrate what will be, I'm sure, a welcomed addition as housing units, as houses, as an apartment building that had been blighting neighborhoods on this, blighting influences on this neighborhood, see a new future with new families and bringing new life, additional life to this beautiful neighborhood. So we're happy to be able to celebrate with you today, and congratulations to Lisa, to George. Truly a great accomplishment, and we're happy to be able to celebrate with you. Thank you.
Well, George and I both have a few board members who are with us today, and one of them agreed to speak, so we're excited for that. And right now, without further ado, Sarah Pavelko, if you would come up and say a few words, we'd appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. I don't know what a board member is supposed to say. And so, a lot of what people are saying today is congratulations, thank you, and everything is very well deserved. When I thought about what I should say, the first thing that came to mind was the story of when Jesus feeds 5,000. Now, you don't have to worry, because even though I'm a preacher's daughter, I'm not a preacher. This is going to go really fast. So, if you know the story, in case you don't know the story, at the end of teaching, everybody's hungry. One person has a couple loaves of bread, a couple of fish, and the disciples are like, oh, we can't feed everyone. Everyone has to go home. We have to take care of ourselves. And Jesus is like, no, we have to take care of everyone. And he feeds 5,000 people. And we can talk about whether or not it was a miracle or that was the point of the story, this or that, are miracles real? But I think that there's more to this story, and it was that the disciples operated out of scarcity, and if they had gotten their way, no one would have been fed. But Jesus operated out of abundance, and everybody was fed. And so that's my takeaway today. And I think of this as Lisa and the team, 360 Detroit, is giving a charge to us. They're saying, how do you operate out of abundance in your sphere of influence? And if I know anything about Lisa, I know it's that she's not here to take the praise and the congratulations. She's already thinking about her next thing. Because Central Detroit Christian, the people that she works with, they're all like, how do I get this done? What's the next thing that I'm going to do? And so I don't make the charge of how do you operate out of abundance, because Lisa, 360 Detroit, these partners, they can do so much with so little, so we don't really have to give them anything. Instead, it's how do we use our sphere of influence to operate out of abundance so that these groups can do more. They can feed more, they can house more, they can teach more people how to read. And so I hope that what everyone takes away from this is to challenge themselves, whether it's locally, whether it's nationally. What is my sphere of influence, and how do I operate from abundance so that more people get what they need instead of out of scarcity? So thank you all for coming, and thank you so much, Lisa and 360 Detroit, for demonstrating to us how we should be acting in our daily lives.
At this time, we'll have Kim Kutcher, Vice President, Midwest Region, LISC.
Thank you, George, and what beautiful remarks. And everybody comments this afternoon about joining in Virginia Park, celebrating affordable housing happens because people acted out of abundance and were leaders in their spheres of influence. And so we appreciate all of the leadership today of all of the folks that made this possible and wake up every day pushing the agenda of the neighborhood forward. LIST's work couldn't happen without that leadership on the ground, but all of you who bring your spheres of influence to the table to work with community to make that happen. So we're very thankful and excited to be here to celebrate with you all today. I'm Kim Kucher. I'm the Vice President of the Midwest at LISC. LISC believes in comprehensive community development. That is our approach. It is not for the leadership at the local level that helps attract the resources that are necessary, but leverages their resources at a local level that help make projects like this happen this afternoon. It is our place-based approach that we're able to utilize critical resources to support affordable housing. Detroit is a flagship market for LISC. Since 1990, we have been committed working with you all to support access to affordable housing and economic opportunity, because we know how important Detroit is as a market for us. As you know, LISC Detroit, along with the City of Detroit, launched Detroit Housing for the Future in 2020. The fund aimed at directing $75 million in capital to affordable housing, anchored by a $15 million commitment from JP Morgan Chase and a guarantee from the Kresge Foundation. DHFF, also the Detroit Housing for the Future Fund, is managed by LISC and LISC Strategic Investment as part of a larger affordable housing leverage fund, an initiative with the City of Detroit's Housing and Revitalization Department. The impact of DHFF is to address our affordable housing continues to be strong, and as Julie commented, as we all celebrated with the City and Council in April about the $1 billion investment, we are excited about the work that has happened, but we know there's so much more that needs to be done. And we're steadfast in working to continue to secure the resources needed to continue that momentum and build on the $37 million that the fund has created in bringing on 587 additional affordable housing units. This is just a start. LISC's mission is steadfast, and we remain committed to providing innovative solutions and funding to increase the amount of long-term affordable housing for all Detroiters. Creating long-term affordable housing in neighborhoods is foundational to ensure healthy places for families to thrive and grow. West Euclid Gateway is a transformative development, revitalizing long-standing vacant housing to safe and affordable homes. West Euclid Gateway is financed by Detroit Housing for the Future Fund, the Gilbert Foundation, LISC Detroit, and MSHDA's Mission Middle program. DHFF invested $1.5 million to support long-term affordability, and we're thanking the residents of Virginia Park, LISC Fund Management, and our local team that help support and drive these initiatives and partnerships to support these types of developments. So we're thankful to be a part of this development and look forward to the future investments that we're able to bring to Virginia Park and other neighborhoods in Detroit. Thank you.
Now, Chad, we haven't shown you a lot of love, I know, because this is kind of a Detroit thing, you know. But we are so grateful that we were recipients of missing middle money in the tune of $1.4 million, which is a grant. And that is really helping us to make this whole project work. So I just want to have you give a warm applause and welcome to Chad Benson from MSHDA. Thank you.
All right, thank you. It's great to be back in Detroit representing MSHDA to celebrate the groundbreaking for West Euclid Gateway. MSHDA is proud to support this Virginia Park neighborhood project with a $1.4 million Missing Middle Housing Program grant. Missing Middle is one of the innovative new pandemic-era programs we were able to establish thanks to President Joe Biden's American Rescue Plan Act and Governor Gretchen Whitmer's leadership in allowing MSHDA to use these one-time funds to make long-term strategic investments to improve the lives of Michiganders. And West Euclid Gateway is a prime example of how targeted investments in housing can drive revitalization in Detroit's neighborhoods, providing affordable, quality homes for residents while also contributing to the broader community's growth. As many of you know, our state has a severe housing shortage, and it takes a lot of creative collaboration between state, federal, and local government and strong and committed partners to make projects like this happen. So with that, I want to thank Mayor Duggan and Detroit City Council, the developers, Central Detroit Christian, CDC, and 360 Detroit, all the other funders, our partners in the state legislature, and of course, Governor Whitmer. With more than $1 billion invested into affordable housing in Detroit since 2019, we're making strides in creating and preserving homes for everyone that needs one. And state government has a big role to play. Here at MSHDA, we're investing twice as much last year as we did 5 or 6 years ago, but we're still more than 140,000 housing units short of meeting the demand. So we need sustained, increased investment in all corners of Michigan to fully meet the challenge. And as we look around today, we can see the need, and we understand the importance of doing this work. So the West Euclid Gateway project is a significant step in addressing Detroit's affordable housing needs. And with 20 new affordable housing units in the greater North End, these units will be affordable for years to come. So thank you and congratulations to all who had a role in getting the shovels in the ground today. I look forward to coming back for a future ribbon cutting and seeing these vacant buildings transformed into a source of stability and opportunities for families. Thank you.
Thank you, Chad. At this time, we're going to have Darnell Adams come from the Gilbert Family Foundation.
Thank you, cuz. This is my play cousin, George Adams, Darnell Adams, But what up, though, everybody? As Phyllis Edwards, one of the queens of community development, often says, and we have many queens in the audience, Lisa and Linda, of course. She says it's a good day in the neighborhood, and today that is a fact. I'm Darnell Adams again. I am the vice president at the Gilbert Family Foundation, overseeing all of our Detroit work. And I don't know if my colleague Andrea Benson's out here, but she's a senior program officer at the foundation and has done a great job really shepherding this project to where it is today. We're living in a really weird time right now. Everything's more expensive, and Detroit is hot, and people are flocking to our city, whether they're coming from Atlanta, New York, LA, even maybe sometimes the UK, because Detroit is hot. And though we're a welcoming city, it's really important that we're still building solutions for the people that stuck it through our ugly phase when everybody was breaking up with Detroit and didn't want to date us. Those are our long-term residents, our homeowners, our tenants. Thinking about programs like the Detroit Tax Relief Fund, we've been able to help keep more than 10,000 families in their homes and help pay down their back taxes. Same with the Home Repair Fund. We've been able to help over 250 families with critical home repair needs, and we have over 700 left to go. And as we're watching our neighborhoods' values roll in the right direction, the values are beginning to be a little out of reach for some families who are hoping to stay in Detroit. And so it's important that we bring everyone along where possible, and home ownership and affordable living is definitely at the top of that list. We all know that home is the bedrock. It's the place where you raise your families. It's the place where you go to turn off the world. It's where you go and host. It's your sanctuary. And when Dan and Jennifer made the $500 million commitment to Detroit to identify solutions that help build opportunity and equity in Detroit for Detroiters, this is exactly what it looks like. This is what it looks like. It's working with partners like 360 Detroit and Central Detroit Christian who are working close to the solutions that we need to study and potentially scale. So just want to say both thank you to George and Lisa for all that you do for the people. Our $790,000 grant is helping to create homeownership for 7 families at an obtainable, affordable price point. In addition, these are for the families who have been living in this neighborhood, who have been renting maybe for a couple of years and sometimes decades, who are now looking for that extra boost to become a homeowner. In addition to that, this gift is also supporting 5 affordable rental units between 50 and 60% AMI. And we talk about workforce housing all the time, but these are the people who work in the Amazon factory. These are our security guards. These are our food service folks. These are customer service reps, people that need to live close to where they're working but can't afford to be where they are. So this is for them, and this is why we need this. So again, I just want to say thank you to all the partners that really made this a light lift, because it does take many hands to do some of this work. Congratulations to both you, George and Lisa, for all that you're doing, and thank you.
Before I introduce our next speaker, I just wanted to explain a little bit of what Darnell was saying, and that this project here is 36 units total, and we are celebrating the groundbreaking for 20 units. George and I have already done 4 units each on the first phase, and these 20, and then we'll have a few more at the back end. And so it is a big lift. It's a heavy lift. And it's going to be very exciting to see the transformation on these couple of blocks because of the investment that people here have made and because of the renovation of these homes for hopefully legacy Detroiters. So that's what we want to see. I share that because we couldn't have done this without the Detroit Land Bank. And so I want to introduce right now Reginald Scott, who is the Chief Financial Officer for the Detroit Land Bank Authority. Thank you for your part.
Yes.
God bless you.
Thanks. Good afternoon, everyone. All right, again, my name is Reginald Scott. I'm the CFO and COO here at the Detroit Land Bank Authority, and this is truly an exciting day. I was reflecting, it's interesting, as I sit here and look at my friend and former colleague, Darnell Adams. When I first started with the Detroit Land Bank a little over 8 years ago, Darnell and I, Darnell was there before me, and we would always sit down, and Darnell always had a passion, not just for the work that we were doing, but the community that it impacted. And I can remember clearly us working, but me meeting Lisa at that time, and I'd like to start by saying congratulations to you both. But Lisa was one of those individuals, as you were saying, Council President, that had a vision, and she was diligent about the work, and she saw it all the way through. And I will say that it helped me move from a very transactional relationship to actually understanding the work that she does. So it is amazing that this is the product of that work that started back in 2016 when I first joined the Land Bank. So I want to take the time, and I'd like to for all of us to give you a round of applause for what you're doing and your vision. And the Land Bank, as the owner of the properties at the time, we were able to transfer and sell these properties so that this great work can be done. And I just look at it again, I don't want to be transactional, but our ability to work with you and to make sure that we subordinated financial agreements so that the financing can happen and all of these things are happening. This is really just a proud day for the Land Bank, and we look forward to the work that you do here and the work that we continue to do and partnerships like this in the city of Detroit. So again, congratulations and thank you all. Take care.
At this time, we're going to hear from our community. We're going to have Anthony Buford come, and following Anthony Buford will be Miss Vita Sherman.
How y'all doing today? My name is Anthony Buford. I'm from this neighborhood. I would like to first say thank George and Miss Lisa for bringing the neighborhood back, bringing jobs to the neighborhood, and helping the youth out, because we really ain't got that no more. And I would just like to say thank y'all and keep up the good work, y'all.
Hello. It's good to be here this afternoon as a member of this community. And it's good to be able to say thank you, especially to George, for the things that he has done for us. And not just the things that he has done for us, but his group who he works for, who he represents, who he's tied with. We appreciate it. And one of the things we appreciate the most is that we can look and say that George lives his mission statement with what he has been doing with 360 Detroit. And once it is that we live our mission statement, then we know that we have accomplished a stated purpose. And when we have accomplished a stated purpose, things begin to come together. They come together to help other people. And that's what George has done. And once it is that you can always go back to the mission statement to say, I'm living it, I've done what I dreamed, I've done what I wrote down, I've done what I promised you, I'm still doing it. We can't say thank you enough. So that's what we're thinking. And I could go down a long list of things to say what George has done to lift this community and to revitalize this community and to make people feel good about living in this community. But we only have a short amount of time. So you can look and see, and it'll show you what is being happened. Thank you again, George.
So the time has come that we must say goodbye. And it has, gosh, we got great weather here for the middle of September. It is just a beautiful crowd. You guys all look so lovely. Thank you for coming out to support us. And thank you for believing in what's happening here and being supportive of affordable housing. Go ahead. I can go across the street.
Okay. So again, thank you. Appreciate you. We do have an opportunity for group photos, so we'd like to do a couple group photos. You know, President has to leave. And then if you'd like to see something that we've completed already, for our phase one, we'll open up one or two of the houses for you to see how these will be once they're completed. Thank you again for coming. Appreciate you.